You always scoot way away.
Actually, I didn't scoot. I just sat where the chair was. So.
Well, that's fine.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Palette Nights Out. I'm Jenny.
I'm Paul.
And we are here on this Monday night to paint with Paul with his Sakura Dream painting.
Ooh, it's so dreamy.
And he created that one last weekend, I think.
Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah, it was like Friday night, I think.
Yeah, I think these chairs are lower.
Maybe.
We brought some different chairs in, just
our old bar stools from many, many moons ago.
Yeah.
From our house.
So, hi Sid, hi Marlene.
Good to see you guys.
Let us know
Monday night. Woohoo!
Let us know how the volume is. We've heard or decided that the volume's been kind of quiet lately, so I just want to...
Yeah, when I was kind of looking back at some different older videos, I realized that I had to turn the volume up really high on my computer to hear. So I don't know if it's just been recording low or if it's my AirPods or... Yeah, just let us know.
Or are you just going deaf?
That could be. I've been to a lot of concerts in my life.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's go ahead and zoom in on the painting and talk about the colors.
Let's talk about it. Okay, so I've got a lot of glare on this computer monitor. Let's see if I can...
Sid said, sounds good to me.
Okay, cool. So this painting is really fun. I enjoyed doing this one. It's one that maybe looks really complicated, but I will tell you that while it looks complicated, the beauty of this is everything is completely mythical.
Yes, it's a mythical place that I would like to go to.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to look like anything. So there's no pressure because there's no expectation of what it's supposed to look like. So with that said, we can go ahead and get started. This is actually one I'm really excited to teach. I think you guys are going to have fun with this. Now, I will tell you, warning, heads up, the key to this painting is being very loose and not very controlled of what you're doing. So, with that said, let's toast.
Cheers!
Cheers, brought to you by Mountain Dew. The kind that you have to be over 21 to purchase.
And it has no sugar.
And no caffeine.
That's why we like it, because it's no sugar and it tastes good. And
no caffeine either.
No caffeine.
So, all right. So we're going to do a lot of this painting with our biggest brush. So if you're first time painting along with us, it is about 1 inch wide, 3/4 inch wide. Oh, colors. This is our 11 by 14 canvas. Use whatever you got on hand. It doesn't matter. We're all just creating, and it's not like there's no grades going out. So, colors wise, I have black and white. I have phthalo blue. You can get away with cobalt blue, Prussian blue. Any dark blue is going to work. I've got a Bahama blue, which again, there's a lot of different colors. You can actually just use a little bit of phthalo blue and add white. Gets pretty close. Really doesn't matter. I've got a deep yellow. I do kind of like this as more of a, what would you call more of a primary school bus yellow.
Definitely.
Actually, on this painting, it doesn't really matter. It's not very present.
I think we're only using the yellow to make green. It looks like maybe a couple pops of some yellow.
I did use like a really bright magenta when I painted the original, and for some reason we can't find the bottle of it.
Do you want me to go look in the house?
Yeah, why don't you go look in the house?
Okay, I'm gonna set this down.
Because you know, I mean, it would be help. I mean, if it's not there, it's not there. But
I'll go look.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. And we're going to use our biggest brush. And I'm just going to start out with a little bit of our phthalo blue. And a little bit of our Bahama blue. Maybe a little bit more of the phthalo than Bahama. And this really makes a really pretty color. And I'm just going to start at the top. And I'm not going to go all the way to the sides. I'm going to go maybe leave 1 inch or so on the left. And maybe a little more than that on the right. Jenny was fast in and out of the house, so she must have found it.
It was just sitting right on the desk.
Yay. So I'm just, as I'm working my way down, I'm just adding a little bit more of the Bahama to my mix.
This is what we're using.
Yeah, this is the magenta, primary magenta. And if you don't have it, it's fine. You can do it with red too. But that magenta, I actually think that's going to be a fun color. So Jenny, we started off with about 2 parts Phthalo to 1 part Bahama at the top, worked across, then started adding a little bit more Bahama as I'm working down.
So I'm probably going to turn mine into a night scene. Only because...
Oh, how dare you deviate from what exactly the moves I am making every step of the way.
It reminds me of Satori Mountain from Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
I'm going to show you a picture. See?
Really?
Satori Mountain. But I found some really pretty...
I feel like I've got, because of the light coming, we've got more ambient light in here than usual. There's my head. I feel like maybe our spotlight's a little too bright. That's a little better. A little softer. I got a new Detroit Tigers hat, Jenny. I had one, but it was starting to be kind of worn out.
Just like us.
You didn't have to say it that way.
Hey, it's true. Am I lying?
No. I'm working out again, so.
It's because we're at spring and golf league is coming right up around the corner.
It's because it's spring and I'm 51 years old and I realized that I don't like feeling achy and painy.
Your achy heart.
You might call it a heart.
What? I'm trying to understand this.
I don't know yet either. I haven't decided. We haven't even had enough of this beverage for it to matter.
It's weird how fast Monday rolls up.
Oh my gosh, today was just like, how is it noon? How is it 2 o'clock? How is it 3 o'clock?
How am I here?
All right. So I'm just going to work down to maybe about 3 inches from the bottom. And then I'm just going to take white and I'm just going to start kind of swirling around this edge. Bigger swirls than you think is necessary.
There's sometimes in here where I'd love to have an easel.
This is one.
Yes.
I feel like these chairs are lower.
I think they are. Yeah, I can see they are. Maybe we should actually invest in some chairs.
We could. It's not like they're that expensive.
I think I'm going to buy...
Same thing, other side, by the way, guys. So I'm just taking the white and I'm just going along the edge with the wet blue. Tilt it a little bit so you can see it. Swirls. Just take your brush, swirl it. There, that's the hardest part. See, you're going all the way out to the edges. I didn't say to go all the way out to the edges. Oh, you're doing a different scene. That's right.
I'm doing a similar scene. How about that?
We had something else, Sakura, coming up. Oh.
Yeah, your old-timey 2014, whatever.
Sakura Blossoms.
Mm-hmm. Actually, yeah, I needed to work with you today on getting some classes uploaded, but I didn't want to bother you because I know Mondays are always really busy. Wow, those look like nice clouds.
Yeah, see, it's not hard. So I'm just going to take a little bit more white on this bottom edge. And fluff it up. One time, fluff it up one time. I don't know what that is.
Anyway, what I was saying, I think I'm going to...
Coming soon, Paul's hits of made-up words.
I'm going to order 4 6-foot tables, the fold-up kind that I talked about.
Oh, yeah.
Mine go pay for them, and then Stars can pay for 4 more. Because that's about what we used, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, like 6.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Is it? How many do we use, actually?
We use 4.
Oh, we use 4? Okay, so maybe I'll buy 2 and...
Yeah.
Well, how many does a 6-foot table fit? Because our little tables we've been using are not 6 feet. The ones
They're 5 feet, and we sit 2 people at them, but you can't really sit 3 people at 6. I mean, you can't. Yeah, you can, because we used to do 4 people on each side of our 8-footers, so that's 2 feet per people. It's a little tight that way.
So we need 2. So we need 4, and then 2 in the back, so 6 total. That would get us 2, 4, 6. Yeah, that would get us 12 seating for 12.
If we do 2 per people per table, or are you talking about?
I'm talking about if we did 2 people per table, like we've been doing.
Yeah. And we could probably get away with 5-foot tables. I don't know.
No, I'll just pay the 6-foot. So I think we can use them there at the loft for a lot of things. But anyway, we're painting.
The only problem with doing that is then we have to go get them when we need them instead of just having them in our warehouse at work.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
we do need them there.
Yeah. All right, cool. Enough of that. You guys
Enough of
don't care.
that.
So then I'm just going to kind of take my Bahama blue color. And now I'm just brushing side to side. You can tell Jenny and I don't actually see each other very much. Because we start talking about things like tables and stuff while we're on our live stream. It's like, oh, by the way, I haven't seen you all day.
It's all related to painting. I'm just excited that we're getting some extra in-person classes up.
Yeah, so I'm kind of mimicking some of the colors that were up above. You know what was kind of inspired this painting a little bit was, and it kind of might sound a little silly, but the Morning Mystic Gaverni.
I could see that. Actually, I thought that when I saw your ones on the pretty ones there on the sides.
As opposed to the not pretty one in the foreground.
No.
I'm just kidding. By the way, happy 173rd birthday to our company's kind of namesake.
Vincent Van Gogh.
Vincent
born
Van
in
Gogh.
1850 something. Quick math.
Would be 18.
Was it 57 or 50?
Wait, 173, so 1853.
Oh, okay. I was going to say 1853.
Now I gotta look. Doing my ADHD math. You round up and then subtract numbers. Huh?
You don't have to look.
I do. Van Gogh birthday. Oh, 1853. Oh, no, that's what we said. 1853.
Nice quick math.
Yay. I'm an artist and a mathematician. Stick that in your hat.
Stick that in your paint water. There's your new slogan. Stick that in your paint water.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of this magenta on my palette. Oh, I like this color.
It's nice.
It's really vibrant, but it's
funny
not,
that they have phthalo red and magenta.
But they're so different.
They're different, but also very similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like you could use one and not know.
Right.
We did that before years ago when we run out of the studio.
Okay. You could. Absolutely. Okay. Smalls. Let's go to, wow, I've got a bunch of brushes today. Let's go to our number 8.
I bet you some of them are
Well, I think I just inherited one from last week when you were complaining about it being frayed. And so you just like gave it to me. All right. I'm going to take a little bit of our magenta. You could do your red.
Oh, yes, it answered. 1853.
Yeah. You could do the same thing with red. You're just going to use, if you're using red, you're going to want to use a little bit more white. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to make sure, let me bring this original over. I kind of want to make sure I've got enough room. Okay, yeah, so they're kind of just a little below the middle of the canvas. And I'm trying to do this while this is still wet. But I'm just going to kind of create these kind of cotton ball,
kind of
maybe, sort of, if you will, cotton ball kind of shapes. And it's okay if your canvas is still wet. I really kind of like sometimes when I do a painting, I'm really looking to find a way to make people do things on accident. And that's kind of this one. So the painting into the wet existing paint, what it does is it softens it up for you. So it makes it a little easier to make this feel more distant. And you can kind of pull this color across if you want to do a little bit more. It really doesn't matter. Well, that's there. I'm just going to take a little bit more of this color. Maybe I'll add a little bit of Bahama to it just to make it feel more watery. And you can kind of just mimic. I do just like short little choppy side to side brush strokes. Kind of mimic what we did up above. Doesn't have to be exact. We are 17 minutes into this painting. We're 3/4 of the way done.
Well, maybe you're going too fast.
No. It just like the beginning parts of this painting are not that intricate. Little cotton balls. Little cotton ball here. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of my magenta now. I'm going to add a little touch of phthalo blue to it. Ooh, that was a lot of phthalo blue. And what I want to do is I want to make sure I don't have a ton of paint on my brush, so I'm just going to kind of wipe it off on my palette. And I'm just going to very lightly kind of swirl it in. And I'll start with like kind of like a central point here. And then maybe I'll wipe my brush off a bit and just kind of, maybe I should zoom in on this. There we go. So what you can do is you can kind of start with a central spot. Like this is our darkest spot right here, okay? I don't know where the light's coming. I guess the light's coming from over here, so maybe it's going to kind of creep over on this left side a bit. And then I'll wipe my brush off.
Hi, Julie. Good to see you.
Oh, wow, we got a lot of people on a maybe Monday's our new night.
Because you emailed.
Well, that's true. But I didn't email until like 3:30. But, well, okay, wait, I'm explaining something.
Okay.
So you start with this kind of a central spot of your shadow, and then I'm just going to take my brush, wipe it off so I don't have a bunch of paint on, and I'm just going to dab it choppily into my lighter area. I'll do it again right here. Let's start. And again, this part is not detailed. It's not supposed to be. It's too far away to see detail. So it's just value is all we're looking for here. Zoom back out. Just set my arm right in there. Just set my arm right in the phthalo blue. I think you did that the other night, didn't you?
I do it every time.
Yeah, you've got short arms, so it's easy. I can't tell if it's clean or not because it's the same color as my tattoo. Okay. There we go. Alright, so make sure my brush is rinsed. Okay, so now I'm just going to take a little bit of this color we just put in. I'm going to go ahead and kind of sketch it in along into our water. Now we will come back. We are going to come back and add a little hint of green later. And I kind of thought that was something I really wanted to do with this painting is, for some reason, I'm on this kick of I really love purple and green together in a painting. So that's kind of what I was shooting for. So here's just a piece of general painting advice. When you're going to start a new section, like I'm starting now, can you give me that little white block that's right there? Just on the shelf. Yeah. I feel like I need to actually build just like a little, almost like a little easel for us.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little riser. Okay. What I was going to say is it's really important when you start going into a new section that you go in very tentatively. Because if you go in like full bore, like, whoop, here we go, you might end up with more paint on the canvas than you're ready for. You might feel like, oh, I need to adjust this color. And if you just kind of give it a little test first, little corner of the brush, it's much easier to make those adjustments than if you go in with a big old glop of paint. Yay, I'm glad you saw the email too. We are working on being better about that kind of stuff.
I actually have us written on the schedule on my master calendar for April. I have us written down for 2 mid-month sessions, so we're not like cramming it in last like we've done the last couple months or so. Because I do function a lot better if ahead of time I just take the time and write it down like it's an appointment.
Yeah.
That I have to keep.
And honestly, it's like, it shouldn't be that hard.
No, it's more that like we get to the time that we should be live streaming. We're like, oh shoot, I haven't really thought about what I want to paint.
Yeah.
And we're at one point in time we were organized enough that we had our paintings done pretty ahead of time, but sometimes the inspiration doesn't hit for a while.
The other thing is like actually seeing that we've got several people on tonight. Maybe Monday's not such a bad night. We've always tried to do like Friday nights and Saturday nights and stuff like that, and I don't think it really matters what night we do it. So let us know, you guys.
Doesn't even matter.
Because actually Monday night works really well for us.
Yeah, because I have Mondays off. So.
Yeah, and we don't have anything typically scheduled on Mondays.
Yeah.
Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to do this, bring my painting back in. We're going to do our next tree in the foreground. And a lot of like, okay, so when I put this painting down, you'll see there's a lot of kind of gnats flying around. No, you see there's a lot of texture and stuff like that. That's something we'll come back in later and add. And this is something that I've been doing in a lot of my paintings lately. I did it in the elephant painting last night. Or was that last night? No. Saturday night. And I'll just grab it because it's right here. And it's something I'm trying to force myself to do a little bit more. And you can see I did it. This is a great example, is in this area where I just did a lot more little squealy brush strokes and stuff that makes sense with the colors we're using. And I think what I'm trying to do with that is, actually I shouldn't say I think, I know what I'm trying to do with that is I'm trying to break it up from being too smooth and too even. And I do that in my oil paintings I've been doing lately. Let's see, I got one here. This one doesn't have that as much. But it's just more like, it's just my artist's eye trying to make it have something more going on than just here's a splotch of pink. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and start sketching in our foreground. And I think what I will do is I will zoom in a bit. I don't want to zoom in too much. Let's zoom in a little. Just a little bit. Zoom it in just a little bit. Sorry. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of black. I'm using like my number 8. I like using, I don't know. I just use whatever works for the moment. A little bit of black, a little bit of magenta, a little bit of phthalo. Let's go a little bit more black. I'm sorry, not phthalo. Bahama. I'm just going for a kind of a dark grayish right now. I'm not too worried about the color. Okay. That was not what I wanted to do yet. Let's refresh that. Rinse your brush off. My bad, my bad. I got ahead of myself. I actually literally was thinking, because I was talking about doing all the little brushwork and stuff, I literally thought we had already painted this. So sorry.
Whoops.
So sorry. Let's try this again. So I'm going to mix up a little bit of magenta, a little bit of white. This can be a little bit darker than what we just did up here. And you'll notice it really doesn't go higher than these others. But it's going to be, yeah, maybe twice as big. Like the size of what, a nectarine? You know what I found out the other day? You know the Cuties oranges?
Mm-hmm.
They're nectarines.
That was very random.
Well, because I just said nectar. Mm-hmm. And I just had seen this thing the other day, and it was like, oh, you know who it was the other day? You're telling me that for 40 years? That guy? Ain't no way. You know who I'm talking about? Dustin. He's a redheaded guy.
The redheaded guy who's...
You've never seen that guy?
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh. I'm sending him to you.
Maybe I have, but
I'm sure you have.
Just can't place it.
You would know. He's kind of right up there with the what? No way guy. You probably don't know who that is either.
I admit I'm drawing a...
Guys that do little hacks, like, food hacks. Not always food hacks. All right, so we're just kind of taking this darker color. I want to kind of soften it up a little bit. It's feeling a little intense, so just add a little bit more Bahama blue. And this is the key to this section.
I thought nectarines were like peaches too. I think you're thinking of something different, Paul. Because nectarines are soft skin, like not a peel.
I'm looking it up.
I want to argue so bad.
Oh, they're mandarin oranges. My bad.
Dude, that's embarrassing.
No, it's not. Well, maybe you're embarrassed by me, but I'm not embarrassed by me. I gotta live with me every day. I don't have time to be embarrassed. All right. Just gonna kind of... The key here is being loose and moving. Like, you don't want to just draw. We're just using, like, I'm holding the brush way back like this.
When I was pregnant with Greta, I ate boxes and boxes of those Satsuma oranges. It was just a craving. But I was, like, convinced that my child was going to turn out orange. I was like, what is going on here?
If you know Greta, you know that is not the case.
Greta's pale AF. But no, it's
like all of her tattoo artists, like coworkers, are like, it's not often I get to tattoo pure linen.
Pure white paper.
The only way that child has any pigment is from tattoos.
They just strongly inherited the Finnish genetic. I'll just say that.
I'm just going to kind of smudge this out into here. Be careful doing this. Just be careful. She has orange hair. Yes, that's true.
She has orange hair right
Most
now.
of the time, yeah.
And we'll have it for a while. We just actually Greta said they wanted to like maybe go auburn, which was surprising to me because I'm like, my hair is auburn. That'll be weird if we both have auburn hair. That just doesn't seem like something you would want to match Mom.
Greta has only had wildly colored hair since they were like, what, 14, 13?
Yeah, we went through pink and blue, bright red. But it was so it's mainly based on clothes because having orange hair limits the clothes.
Yeah.
That Greta can wear.
All right. Am I waiting for you or
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm just kind of loosely following you.
Sounds good. All right, so I'm going to keep using my number 8. And what I'm going to do now, again, you can use if you're using magenta, use magenta. If you're using red, use red, whatever. I'm going to take a little bit of my magenta, a little bit of phthalo blue. Yeah, I'm just making kind of a nice little lavender color. It's actually kind of a electric violet almost, but I think what I want to do is I'm going to add just a little bit of Bahama, just to kind of soften, kind of bring that color down. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to work on our silhouettes of this tree. And what we're looking about, you know what's kind of funny is like when I first started painting it, I was like, I'm doing cherry blossoms, and I was like, I remember growing up pom-pom trees. We had a big pom-pom tree in our front yard, and it was white. I mean, the flowers were white, but I was like, I kind of like the idea of pom-pom tree kind of shape, but then I was like, I also kind of want it to feel like peonies or roses or whatever, so we just kind of like evolved into who knows what kind of flowers these are. But we start off with this dark color, and I'm just going to kind of almost like we're doing almost like clusters of grapes really right now. Just these kind of swirls, maybe about the size of a dime or so. And it doesn't matter if they're connected, but they should some of them should overlap each other so that it looks like they belong where they're supposed to be. Just kind of creating a general kind of triangle kind of shape. Maybe this one's a little bigger. Little bits of sky showing its spots. It's totally fine. Maybe vary the size a little bit here and there. Not a lot, but you don't want to just kind of like have this repeating like polka dots unless you're really into Angine de Potwain. There you go. I'm going to do one here. I've kind of
now
got
you
this.
better explain what that is.
It's, if you are on Instagram, you know what it is. It's the polka dot musician
I am on
dance.
Instagram and I never see anything from them.
How is it that everybody around you does, but you don't?
Don't know.
Like all your people at work are like, oh yeah.
Just Chef.
Okay, but Chef and I are kind of in the same world musically, I think.
Yeah. I don't know if he has Instagram, I assume. Angine de Potwain. What is it?
I can't remember.
Portween.
Portron.
They're a French-Canadian band that dresses
From Quebec.
in... You can't see their faces because they're wearing full-on
Giant.
polka dot outfits.
I don't even think that that's a good way of explaining that. They're full-on costumes. Okay.
Think Daft Punk, but
Daft Punk.
different.
Wait, hold on, I got it. It's Daft Punk means Yo Gabba Gabba.
My gosh, you need to be like a music reporter for like Rolling Stone.
What, the Yo Gabba Gabba reference was just like...
Daft Punk hates Yo Gabba.
But the music, though, what did I say? The music's like Tool meets Primus.
No, that I haven't listened to them enough to have a comment on that.
I would say it leans more Primus in sound with Tool theory.
So they booked a show at the Aladdin Theater, which is a famous small venue theater in Portland. And it sold out in, 15 minutes?
Something like that.
Insane fast. Because they have this... I don't know. It's not that they're like the greatest musicians.
Oh, they are.
Oh, they are. That's right. You were telling me.
Crazy.
But they don't sing. They're just like musicians. You were telling me they have like 24 frets on there.
They play notes between notes.
Does anyone know who they are? Have they revealed themselves?
I think some people figured out. This is their outfits.
Which I love because I love polka dots. You can see I'm matching them today.
The drummer is on the right and the guitarist is on the left. And what you can't tell is they have gigantic noses.
Yeah, not just as part of their costume.
Yes.
Paul's not insulting them.
You know what? It's French for heart attack.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Heart attack.
There you can see the guy in white's nose.
And a wig, an orange wig.
Yeah.
Yellowish. That's interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, look them up on Instagram. It's really weird music. You probably won't like it, but it's one of those things that's just kind of like, okay, that's different. Okay. Speaking of being different, I'm going to take this same color and I'm just going to very lightly, got almost none on my brush, and just kind of giving some little whisks down.
Whiskey business.
Whiskey business, that's something that would be something in the beverage industry.
Or cat food. Cat food slogan.
It could be.
This is whiskey business. Whiskery business.
Actually, we should open a whiskey bar called Whiskey Business, and anybody who shows up in just a white shirt and tidy whities gets free drinks for the night.
I told Greta today because I came up with some other crazy idea, and it was like, I was blessed with being able to come up with like really crazy, fun business ideas and no financial means to do any of those.
Hey, do you remember when I invented Mod Pizza before Mod Pizza was a thing?
I think.
Yeah. Okay. So what was your idea that you were talking about?
Don't
Or maybe you
know.
shouldn't publish this out loud, because maybe we should just do it.
I don't know what it was. It was funny, though, more than anything.
So my tree is a lot lower than the original.
Well, you're fired.
So if you want to go a little higher, can you take me higher? Because I'm 6 feet from the... That's...
Two different songs.
It is, and I am all over the place. You can tell it's been a long day at work. It was a good day at work, but it was just a lot. Sometimes wonder if my sister is like, yep, I have to claim him. All right, that's good. I like that. Oh, stay there. Okay, cool. So, It is too. It's like right up against my neck.
Oh yeah, you should. It makes it sound like the adults. Yeah, you should move it down.
I think I have
just clip it. Pinch your shirt and clip it to your.
I have the gain set really high because people were complaining about it being too. Is that better? See, but I'm looking like that's like jumping way up, spiking high. So
well, it's better than sounding like a Peanuts character.
Well, it could be because I was singing Scott Stapp. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to let that dry a little bit. We'll come back and we're going to do our trunk in a bit. I want to go ahead and just kind of give a little bit more attention to our clouds, but not a lot. Like, I don't want you guys to get fixated on the clouds because realistically, they're good enough right now. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to give it a little pulp, go with like your number 4. Take a little bit of just pure white. Normally, like if I were doing this with like my oils, I'd probably mix a tiny bit of like yellow ochre or Naples yellow with the white. But in this case, we're just going to use white. Just going to go right along this edge. I'm going to wipe my brush off. I hope I didn't just pick up some color. And just kind of smudge it. The key is smudging this edge. It doesn't have to like blend out real far. But just giving it a little
smudgeroo.
Little smudgeroo. And then you can kind of do the same thing on this here. I feel like the original painting and I don't know if I love it. I actually put like there's a big intense glow up in the top right. I don't know if that needs to be there. What do you think?
I think because it's on there, you should teach it that way, not just be like, I don't want to do that.
What, are people going to ask for their money back?
Yes. That's kind of my general rule. If it's on the original, you don't want to skip it. It's like somebody ordering the eggs Benedict at work and you bringing it out without the eggs.
I don't think it's the same. We didn't call this like sunspot in the top right corner versus eggs Benedict. Nobody ever goes, where's Benedict?
Yeah, where does the Benedict come from? I'm sure that's a Wikipedia dive. Could be made.
You know, I need to come in and get the eggs Benedict there because that is one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I was surprised you've never gotten it.
Well, I don't usually come in for brunch. So I'm just going on the right-hand side. I'm just doing it a little bit finer. You could use your smaller brush if you wanted to. The reason is I feel like the light's coming from over here, and so this is more like a backlighting on the edge of the clouds. If you wanted to get really fancy and carried away, you could do more of this over here on the right. But it's not really necessary because you could get too detailed with it and have it take away from the rest of the painting really fast. And we don't want to do that. That's not our intention.
Maybe it is.
Maybe. Maybe you said that just to say that. To be contrarian. I joke, I kid. Bahaha. Okay. Since we're going to go ahead and add our glow, I'm going to go ahead and just start. Just starting adding a white splotch up here. And I'm just going to kind of fade it out. Okay, so Saturday then, I will come in and Eggs Benedict will be my cheat meal for the week.
You're gonna come in during the day?
No, then I have to pay full price.
Oh, you're gonna come and eat with me.
Well, yeah, I probably will.
Well, you're gonna have a cheat meal on Easter, I'm sure.
No, I can be... Actually, Easter's pretty easy to... I'm having to go more hardcore low carb. So Easter's pretty easy. You just...
Which means I'm kind of going hardcore low carb too. Not hardcore, but...
Not as hardcore.
I needed to, actually. I kind of gotten to where I was mixing in a little bit too much starchy stuff. It got easy to... Like, I was doing really well before I started working at the restaurant, and then like my eating is kind of messed up because it's like basically a lot of times I go all day, like I intermittent fast till like 3 sometimes because of work, and then I will be like ravenous and order something with French fries.
Yeah, well,
on occasion, not too often, but it's just never like I should be getting salad.
Yeah, well, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes last summer, and I think it's been there for a little bit of time.
Festering a while.
Yeah, and the insulin resistance, I think it's been around probably closer to like 20 or 30 years is my guess.
I think that I saw on a video that you will usually have insulin resistance for like 10 years before it
Yeah, but I'm thinking back to like the symptoms and stuff, and like, anyway. So I've been on medication for like 6 months or so, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to do that forever, so let's make some changes. Obviously work with the doctors and stuff, but yeah, carbohydrates are not my friend for the moment. So, okay, next step is we're going to start working on our trunk. Gosh, this painting is moving right along. So for the trunk, I don't want to just do, well, I don't want to do pure black. So I'm going to take a little bit of black, add a little bit of yellow to it. A little bit. Let's go with a little bit of magenta too.
I love seeing all the fruit trees blossoming out right now.
A little bit of Bahama. Phthalo. So I'm just going to really quickly just kind of sketch in our land mass. It's going to kind of cut across like this. So I want to give it an anchor point, but I'm going to look at this and I'm going to go, okay, it feels to me like the main trunk kind of comes down through here and back, and then we'll give it a little swirl back. So let's go with a little scoop like this. And this is one of those things that I feel like can be tricky because you want it to have a nice curvy feeling. Curvy feeling. But we don't want it to feel like super squiggly. So it's got to be nice gradual curves that feel intentional and have a lot of movement. But you want to come up short of it feeling like Whoville.
What's wrong with Whoville?
Nothing. But I'm not doing a Dr. Seuss painting. Of course, you could if you wanted to. Nobody's judging. I do feel like there's a branch that kind of comes off right here. And I'm just kind of looking at the mass of my tree. I'm going, okay, where does this need a branch? Jenny, I like your painting.
It's from The Legend of Zelda, but it's, using... Because when I saw yours, it reminded me of Satori Mountain during the daytime. So I'm like, all the scenes I see of Satori Mountain when the tree glows is at night.
Mm-hmm.
So, or when the creatures glow, the bloopies.
Have you seen the pictures from Waterfront Park at night?
Yes.
They put the
purple.
The pink lights and
kind of pinkish purple.
Cherry trees.
Yes, it's very cool. I like it.
Don't get too carried away putting branches in, just a few little hints here and there. There, I'm happy with that. Then I'm going to go ahead and just take some black. You can use your bigger brush, but this is the one I've got in my hands. So. Yeah, somebody had found a two-piece band from 2017 in Quebec who had a very similar kind of energy to how they play the instruments, but definitely not.
What are they called?
An engine de poitrine.
Yeah, they're the ones I can never remember. I just remember the A part
Yeah.
and the day part, but I can never remember the last word.
And these guys were unmasked and much more like kind of typical bar musician looking kind of guys. Like they're younger, but anyway, so somebody thinks, oh, that looks really similar type of energy.
I see. So they think they might be them.
Yeah.
Let me see. I see you've got your phone.
No, I'm. Actually, angine de poitrine translate to angina.
Heart attack.
Yeah, angina pectoris. It's a medical condition causing chest pain, pressure, or discomfort, typically resulting from reduced blood flow to the heart.
I wonder what made them choose that as a name. It's interesting. Like I always think about those things. Like what?
If you listen to their music, you'll understand.
Okay. I guess I need to give it a good listen, other than like in the car on the way to the art center that's 5 minutes away.
Yeah. Well, they have like a 20-minute YouTube live performance from like some radio station in Quebec, and that's where everybody's watching.
Ooh.
And it's a live performance. So. Okay, you guys are probably tired of hearing about it, but I guarantee you're all gonna go look it up now. Okay, so next step, we're gonna keep working on our tree here, and I'm gonna use my number 4. Let me see where it is. It's getting chilly out here. Actually, it says it's gotten warmer.
65. Ooh.
All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of my magenta. Maybe add a little bit of... God, my brush is too wet. Ah, nope, wrong color. Okay, a little bit of magenta, a little bit of Bahama blue. A little bit more magenta.
Pajama blue.
Yeah, a little tiny bit of phthalo blue. A little more magenta. There we go. We need more magenta than that. There we go. Need mostly magenta. And what I'm going to start doing is, let me zoom in, is around these. I'm just doing these loose. I'm going to add a little tiny bit of white to that for some opacity. There we go. These loose little curls. And they don't have to be like right contained within the shapes. Like this is what is the beauty of them, is it's just a loose guide. Like they're not supposed to. And it's like, if you ever look at like Claude Monet's water lilies, for example, not comparing my artwork to Claude, don't think I'm that arrogant. I'm only partially that arrogant, not that arrogant, but if you look, like his shading and things like that are just loosely contained.
And loosely contained, like my sanity.
It's true. And what we're really doing right here is we're just starting to build some texture, build some ideas. You know what time it is?
Time for you to start talking about being hungry.
That's exactly.
I knew it. Every live stream.
You want to know what I had for lunch today?
What did you have for lunch?
I had 1 cup of cottage cheese with a can of sardines chopped up into it and tagine.
What's that?
That, that Mexican...
Oh, the ladies came by today?
No, she did come by today.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do it today. It killed me.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like supporting her.
Mm-hmm. Well, you could always buy it for Tasharine.
He usually says no. I don't think he really likes her food.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's gotten it a couple times, but...
Huh. Well, it might not be that. He might just not want to spend the money.
That could be. So I'm just adding a little bit more white to my mix here. You can just do some of the pure magenta. If you've got the magenta, it looks nice. But I'm still thinking about the light coming from this way. So the left-hand side's not going to have as much of the bright color. Might have some little pops here and there. My brain just instantly went to the regular show and I decided to control myself. Control myself. Good show, good show, good show. Pops is what my body was making today when I was doing my driver speed workout.
Did you go do it in the other warehouse?
Yeah.
And Hayden just hang out and wait?
Yeah, he doesn't care. I wait until after UPS picks up and then I go over.
You wait until what?
Wait until UPS picks up and then I go over and spend my half hour or so doing it. But I'm also dealing with the shoulder injury from last year. It's finally freed up.
Falling apart.
I am. Got health issues because I'm 51 years old, and it just means I got to work harder to stay.
Age is just a number, Paul.
Until your body starts rebelling against you and you realize you got to work harder to keep that philosophy in place. You just sounded like a middle-aged dude trying to pick up on a 30-year-old woman at the bar.
Age is just
a number. So all of this that we're doing right now is just texture. Like, it's not anything specific. It's just like... It's just there. It's like just there, man.
I hear somebody's.
Oh, it's the neighbors.
Which neighbor?
The neighbors who have lived next to us the longest, and they have people that come and go.
Actually, no, I just heard our gate. It's Amazon.
No, it's Amazon.
Over here? These guys?
Who have lived next to us the longest.
The longest, yeah. This chickie isn't barking.
Maybe she is. Maybe she's out back with Hayden.
I would hear her.
Hayden's probably outside.
Yeah, maybe. Not quite.
Our son Hayden goes out and talks to Grandma every night on the phone. So,
actually, this is kind of a funny story, and I'll tell it. And I don't know if, over the years if I've ever mentioned it on here before. But
hold on, real quick. I'm just doing.
Okay.
Our camera is tripping.
Oh yeah, maybe you should zoom out. I've noticed that when you do a real far zoom in, it auto focuses repeatedly.
Yeah, so I'm just doing some pure magenta now. And again, if you're using red, just add some white. Go ahead.
Yeah, when our son was the roughest time with him, where he just was so difficult. And just a reminder, he's autistic. And I know a lot of kids are difficult, and a lot of, whether they're autistic or not, but a lot of kids on the spectrum have a difficult time in their youth, which is totally understandable because they're trying to understand everything that's going on, and they have certain set routines. Anyway, age 8, he was just, my gosh, so hard. Everything was so hard for him, and it made it hard for us, and he was having a lot of meltdowns and being really nasty to everyone. And we kept threatening him and saying, we're going to make you call Grandma and tell her exactly how you're acting. And finally, we did it. We made him call Grandma and explain. And that started a thing with him because autistic people, a lot of them have set routines that they like to follow. And so his new routine was he calls Grandma every night. Every single night, literally every single night of the week, and talks to her for 1 hour. And she's the most patient person ever. And it has been going on. He's 25 now. So starting at age 8.
Almost 26. So
yeah.
Like what, almost 18 years?
Like that's exactly 6:30 every night. On the nose.
So one thing I'm kind of coming back and through is making sure that I'm not just leaving like outlines of the original color and just adding some little chatter of these other colors.
I think you're the only art instructor I've ever heard use the term chatter to describe that sort of thing that you're doing. And I mean, it's a good term to use for
static
for people who haven't painted.
Static's a good word too.
The leaves are chattering.
Yeah. Let's zoom back out. There we go. And I feel like this area is a little bit like, here's a dot, here's a dot. So I'm just going to kind of come through. Oops. That happens.
Oopsie.
Like all of this is like, again, it's just a made up tree, so it really doesn't matter.
In the end.
It's true. Lincoln Park. So you can see, like, right through this area, I started just kind of letting some of this come together. Right now. You knew that was coming.
I did, actually. I was going to say it, and I thought, I'll let Paul say it. I saw in my Facebook memories, which I don't always look at them. A lot of times I just don't like reliving a lot of the stuff. I don't know why. I'm just like, sometimes looking back on Facebook memories is sad, I guess, for me. So
Yeah.
like there's just different friendships that have come and gone, and
yeah,
just watching like my kids grow up, and you know, we had our booming business, and so sometimes it's like a little too heartbreaking. You know?
There's my head again, and again.
But I was looking today, and one of them popped up from. Oops! I think I just. Sorry, everyone. I think I just moved my hand over my microphone. It was when we were taught at Hotel Vintage. We used to teach at Hotel Vintage in downtown Portland. I don't know, monthly, I think it was.
Yeah, something like that.
And it was neat. The pictures.
Yeah. Okay. So, what we're going to start doing is we're going to let that dry. Actually, I really like where that's at right now. That looks kind of fun and exciting. I want to start bringing some color into, I kind of want to start to reinforce up in here and up in here. And I'm going to go to my number 4. I like using my number 4. And what I'm going to do, and I'll bring this back in, you can kind of see where we're at. We're going to come back in and do more stuff up in here. But we've kind of got this greenish color going on in here, and there's more of the blue in here. And we're going to start building that up a bit. And so I'm just going to take some of my phthalo blue and a little bit of my Bahama blue, about equal parts. And I'm just going to I don't want a lot of paint on my brush for this. It's almost too much. Wipe my brush off and just use what's there. And if it gets too much, you know what? Just soften it up. And while it's like that, I'm just going to take a tiny little bit of yellow on my brush. Tiniest amount. Just a little tiny tappy tip. Isn't that wicked?
What? Did he ever say that?
No. But if he was from Boston, he might have.
Wicked.
That's wicked good. All right. I like that. Maybe do a little bit right up in here. That's good. I like that. And do some of this in this one too. I like that color. And again, I'm just kind of really scribbling these little swirly little scribbles. When you get too much on there, it's all right. Just come back in with some magenta. I think the hardest thing to convince people of when we're teaching is to just
Let it go.
well, I was going to say that, but it's like, yeah, but it's also just kind of like, look at your painting and decide what you want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, do you want more pink there? Then put more pink there. Do you want more green there? Then put more green there. Yeah. It's like, wow. Wow. It's like, it's really important to start to do that. Like, this is like you expressing your feelings, and like, yes, we're working within like a little bit of a blueprint or a roadmap to get started, but learning to just be like, you know, I want to experiment a little bit and make this my own. Taking a little bit of our phthalo with that we had here and added just a touch of the yellow to it. And start to just kind of blotch some of this in around in here. Now this color, let's talk about this. Take a little bit of our phthalo blue and take a little bit of our yellow. I'm going to add a little bit of magenta to it. Go a little bit more magenta. Go a little bit more magenta. There we go. So what the magenta does is it tones it down from being so intensely green.
Do we have this chat set up right?
No.
Jesus.
It defaults to the other one. Live chat. That's what we want. Okay, we're good. We haven't missed anybody.
Okay.
All right. Now, I'm going to take a little bit. I'm going to switch to my smallest brush because I want this color. I'm just going to kind of move it around in between some of these areas. Because you know what? The trees have leaves. You don't want this to take over. It's real easy for this to take over, but we're just helping it be some of our dark spots. Maybe I'll mix up a little bit more. There we go. Resist the urge to just outline things and just kind of scribble it in spots. Maybe it cups around some of these a little bit. A little less is more. I'm digging that color though. Add a little bit more of our yellow. I'm going to add a little bit more yellow. There we go. Kind of sketch it in a little bit. It doesn't show up much, so I'm going to add a little bit more yellow, and I'm going to add a little tiny bit of phthalo blue so you can see it. There we go. This is our grass that's kind of coming down by the shore. And maybe we'll come back in and pop a little extra color in there. How are we doing time-wise? We are 1 hour and 15 minutes. How did we knock this one out so quick?
Maybe you're moving too fast.
Maybe. Maybe I'm just flowing at the right speed. Add a little bit more of our Bahama, maybe a little bit more of our yellow. There we go. And just kind of scribble some of this around. Now I'm going to think about the light coming across here, so I'm going to leave a little trough of the dark on where the tree is casting a shadow. You can see I'm moving quick. I'm going to take a little bit of this lighter color here too. And just get a little bit of this down in around our water. And some little dots of yellow here and there. A little late for daffodils, but maybe it's daffodils.
We have them right now.
Do we?
Yeah, there's daffodils in bloom. We don't have them at our yard, but they're in bloom all over along with the fruit blossom trees. So yes, it's not abnormal.
I don't know. Maybe they're not daffodils. Maybe they're flame martini.
Daffodil pickles.
Daffodil pickles? What are you talking about?
Daffodil pickles.
No, you're making no sense at all. This is all made up, so just don't, like, who cares? Like, nobody's gonna judge you. Well, maybe. You'll probably judge yourself, but most people are gonna be like, that's great that you tried.
That sounds...
That's great, but you tried, but... No, I'm just kidding. Bing! Okay. So I'm going to mix up a really pale lavender. So I'm going to use my magenta, Bahama blue, a little bit more magenta, a little bit more magenta. Come back, magenta. There we go. And I'm going to add just a tiny bit of white to it. There we go. Just using my smallest brush. And I'm just going to add some stripes that are not real specific. Like, we're not outlining. We're just suggesting some bark shapes. I'm going to add a little bit more blue to that. Just some of my phthalo blue. Do some in the... Oh, I need more dark. I need more phthalo blue. Come back. There you go. Do some on the other side. So the phthalo blue becomes like shadowed highlights. If you do too much, we're painting over pretty much black. Easy to fix. Leave some of the black showing. Maybe take a little bit of extra, just a little extra white, maybe just right along this edge here. A little bit there. Doesn't hurt anything. I'm going to take some of this white and my small brush.
Take it.
Take it to the bridge. It's kind of like the area around the eyeballs we did on the elephant the other day. Just some sketchy little shapes. Almost looks like roses. If it's too intense, maybe you use a little bit of pink or magenta added in there. Oh, I just had a little bit of Bahama blue in there, and that looks nice. There is no wrong. That's the key here. There is no wrong.
It's funny when you say that in in-person classes, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I can show you how it can be wrong." They always counter us.
It's true. That's all right. I'm not the expert. Clearly you are. No, I'm just kidding. I think people just try too hard, really. That's the main thing.
I think they just maybe overthink a bit.
Yeah.
I would do the same if I were like going into some like a pottery wheel throwing class. I'd be like out of my element and questioning everything and thinking everything I was doing was wrong and bad, and it's just that's how it is until you really learn the craft.
I'm just going to take some yellow on the bristles and just...
Where are you going to take it?
Take it to the flower. Just going to add some dots and some spots around the centers of my flowers. Don't have to, but it's good. I think the hardest thing you're going to want to do is, and I probably should have said this earlier, is fighting making a repetitive pattern in this. And I kind of did it a little bit. So it happens to everybody.
Even experts like you.
Even experts like me. What do I know? I'm just the expert. What was that from? What do I know? I'm just a doctor. Oh, Happy Gilmore.
Oh, yeah.
But by the way, I did put my You're in My World Now, Grandma golf towel into play yesterday.
Finally.
Well, I didn't want it to get too muddy. Very special gift. Ben Stiller.
You can still get it if you want a duplicate. A duplicate that you can save forever along with...
It's all right. No, I wanted to save it for League.
And League has officially started?
Starts on Wednesday.
Wowie!
Okay, so I'm just going to take my small brush and some black.
Are you going to be with your same people?
Yep.
Chad and
Kelly? Yeah, they're not playing on Wednesday, but Paul is still my partner.
Paul squared.
Paul's to the wall.
Paul's to the wall. Is that what you guys call yourselves?
Yeah.
Paul's to the wall. Is that really your team name? No, it can't be because you.
No, we just call it. No, it's just two. It's just a two-person team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, we just call it the Pauls.
He's a bit older than you, right?
He is 70.
Oh.
You would never know it.
Yeah, I think you've mentioned that before. Holes to the wall.
So I'm just adding some hints of some grass and some plants along the shoreline.
It's cold out here.
It's getting chilly. It is down 0.3 of degrees from the last time we talked about it.
Oh, yeah. Our air fryer keeps accidentally getting set to Celsius. And I turned it on, I'm like, what the heck? What's going on here?
That's funny. Ba-ding.
This magenta is a little transparent, kind of like
It
the way their
is.
purple is.
Yeah, it needs a little bit of
Something.
a little something, something. It's really got a nice pop to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it mixed with just the phthalo blue is really pleasant. Pleasant for the peasants.
What?
I don't know.
No more rhymes? No, I mean it.
All right. I'm going to take my number 4. I'm going to rinse it off really good. So we're going to use this white. It's going to come back up in here. Refresh this a bit. Now what I did that's really interesting with this white is I thought very streaky instead of being radial, I'm just thinking this angle and this angle. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some white, I'm going to get it fresh on here, and then I'm just going to go at this angle for the width of our splotch. Then I'm going to go at this angle for the other direction. And I'm just going to kind of like take a little bit down each little stripe. We'll cut across it just a bit. You know where Paul works is Tough Coat.
Oh, interesting. Tough coat.
All right. So our sun splotch is kind of done. If you want to do more, you can. I kind of like that. It's kind of interesting. It's just a different, unique way of doing, a different spin on how to do it. I'm going to take some magenta and some white now. And I think I want to use my smallest brush. We're almost done, you guys. Like, literally, we're like 5 minutes. Maybe less.
Guess I better hurry up.
You better hurry. All right, so I'm just mixing a little lighter pink. And just adding some on our background trees. Yeah, that's it. We're done.
No, we are not.
I am done. signed it.
My little critters need eyes. So hold your horses.
My signature got like a big old drop of water when I was signing it. Or burp.
Okay, I'm just about done. Just one last little touch.
Bloopies. But you guys really, feel free to enjoy and experiment with this one. Like, there's no right or wrong with it. So there's just like, have a good time with it. Experiment. Take this painting and be like, this is the painting that I'm going to just let go and find myself as an artist. Making room for Jenny.
I still need to work on mine a little bit, but it's done enough to show it.
Done enough?
Yeah, I want to add some little fireflies in yellow.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, let's see where we're at. Because it's totally different. Like, this
totally different, yet similar layout.
Yeah, it's a different painting altogether. And that's fine. But that's exactly what this is supposed to be. In fact, if you guys wanted to just kind of like loosely follow along and do your own thing, do it. Like, that's what it's here for.
Mm-hmm. So you can see how much I like bloopies. There's my tattoo done by my daughter of one of these guys. And it's from, still need to color it in all the way. It's from Legend of Zelda.
It is.
Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Not the old school names, just the new ones.
Yeah.
And they're so cute. They're like rabbit body with owl faces and these like leafy antlery things. But they're not hard antlers. They're flexible, so they'll blow in the wind like leaves.
They're like ferns.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're like fronds.
Fronds.
Antler fronds. And they, wherever they're at, glows blue around the ground.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
That looks like trees from Neverland. Okay.
Here we come. Here we come, y'all. Here we come.
Here we are, and here we go. Yes.
You know that old Black Sheep song? You can deal with this, or you can deal with that. Have you heard that they got suckered in, and now you can Venmo this, and you can Venmo that. You can Venmo this. Yeah, I'm like, oh man, really?
All the old songs are getting pulled into ads now.
I mean, that one was hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
So. Well, you guys, I guess I'm the one who's off screen camera now. Jenny said she's actually got it written on the schedule for next month. Yeah. Yeah,
it's like I think one is the third Friday in April, and then the other one's the following, or something like that. We'll post it. We'll get our paintings done and post it on up.
Yep.
And you guys have a great rest of your week. And we'll see you soon.
I'm going to have a busy week. Sid, I'll see you on Friday.
Oh, yeah. Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen. Here we come, boss.
All right. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Subscribe. All the good stuff.